You found the STIHL National Championship Air Races presented by Reno-Tahoe.
The original aircraft is a two-seater, has a spot for a student and an instructor. Here today, you're going to see it flown just by the pilot, the competitor here. It was flown by our Army Air Corps and Air Force. The SNJ version of this aircraft is the Navy version. You see that in number 25, race 25 out there, Vicarious. It's an SNJ 5. And here you see our first two competitors departing here, Tommy.
There they go. That's going to be race 43, Midnight Miss. Lauren Harburg. And Bear Essentials.
Bear Essentials.
Chris Lefebvre. Race 2.
The Bear Essentials in race 2, Tommy. Is another version of the T6 Texan. It's actually called a Harvard.
Yeah,
it was licensed built in Canada. So basically the same airplane, but it's a Harvard Mark IV. And so the aircraft really was, for the Allies during World War II, used not only throughout the American armed forces, but with our allies as well. And there you see a great version here being flown by Chris Lefebvre in race 2. Bear Essentials is the Harvard Mark IV.
Chris Lefebvre, the policeman by trade.
Yeah, we're so grateful for our first responders. We have a lot of them here on site today, helping with provide safety for the National Championship air races here. So you saw the aircraft depart together, and then they're flying our up close and personal 3.5-mile course as they make their way around. So it's a head-to-head drag race, if you will, that goes around the course. And you can see the Harvard in race 2. Bear Essentials has quite a lead as he's coming around the corner there. You can see back in the back part of that shot, Midnight Miss still coming around, and out in front there is Chris Lefebvre. There's a great shot of our leader in race 2. Headed toward the home pylon here to hit the checkered flag.
Number 2, Chris Lefebvre, Midnight Miss. Excuse me, Bear Essentials, and 43, Midnight Miss, Lauren Harburg in second place.
Finishes second. So Tommy, one of the really cool things, our fans may have heard some of that sound as those aircraft went by. Here's our next two competitors starting to talk. We'll talk about them here in just a minute. This is race 25. This is a Navy version, the SNJ in the blue aircraft with the 25. Jason Carlin, and he's paired up.
It's going to be Miss Humboldt Honey, 73.
Yes, Lauren Marburg out of Indianapolis, Indiana. So Tommy, you hear those props go by, you can hear that crackling sound, and then there's the low rumble. Folks might be wondering, why is this airplane so unique? Very unique way that this airplane flies with they're turning that 9-foot-long Hamilton standard metal prop. The tips of those props are actually going supersonic, and so that crackling is the little miniature supersonic booms that you're hearing off of that. So those two competitors are up and airborne, and they're headed around the north end of our course, Tommy, pylons 1, 2, and 3 of our up close and personal 3.5-mile course. It's a little bit closer than our last race, but again, the SNJ Navy version, Vicarious by Jason Carlin, looks like he's out front at the moment, Tommy.
Trying to stretch that lead just a little bit. Again, this is a one-lapper. This is a drag race. That's what they say about that. They're loud, they're heavy, and they're a handful. And it gets a lot more apparent when you get one of these full field races and they're all together, because it is basically a spec race. I mean, they are the same piece of equipment for each entry, and its pilot skill is so much part of the equation.
Yeah, and here you see Miss Humboldt Honey, the North American T6 yellow aircraft, beginning to make some ground as they're coming back around. So we'll see. This could be close when we get around the end, Tommy. Look how close they are coming around that final pylon.
73 looks to have almost caught up with race 25 there.
You're making a run on him there, Tommy, as we could see him coming around the corner. Look at that. He's definitely got the acceleration going on the outside. I don't know if he's going to catch him.
Running out of time there. So it's going to be 25.
Wow. 25.
Vicarious, Jason Carlin.
Held him off, Tommy, at right there at the end. So there's our winner of our second grouping of our T6 drag.